Hi everyone, and welcome to our first Live Well Wednesday event for the virtual walk to end ALS of 2021. Happy Walk Month. My name is Megan Fox and I am here because I lost my mom to ALS. Yoga was where I found my strength to deal with my mom's diagnosis. While ALS spread rapidly through her body, stealing her independence, I practiced yoga. At first for the physical strength, but the intention set of patience, of gratitude, and to simply breathe really resonated with me. Yoga, movement, and breath. What ALS steals fuels my fight. And so today I will guide you through a gentle yoga practice. If you have any yoga props available, you are most welcome to use them. However, they are not necessary. Maybe a blanket, a towel, pillow, or cushion will work just as well. I encourage you to drink lots of water through your yoga practice. And most importantly, I encourage you to listen to your body. If it is saying just to breathe, sit, listen to the sound of my voice, perhaps close your eyes, then that is what you will do. That is yoga. If you enjoy the session today, please consider making a donation to our link in the chat. Our goal is to raise $1,000 through offering these complimentary live events for our community. And if you're ready, let's get started. So I'm gonna come to my mat right now. Let's begin in a seated position. I'm going to sit up on a block, and you are welcome to do this with a towel or a blanket. I'm just lessening the angle with my hips, so I'm finding a little bit more room in between my hip flexors. We're gonna take a long, tall seat and really settle into our practice. So my palms are on my knees, my shoulders are down and away from my ears. And if you feel safe, you may close your eyes. We're just going to take these first few moments to ground in our yoga practice. Get connected with our breath. So on the inhale, feel your tall spine grow a little bit in length. On the exhale, feel your shoulders soften away from your ears. And simply breathe. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. On the inhale, feel everything expand out, and on the exhale, feel yourself soften. Taking this time to connect with your breath, we will bring that connection into our movement. So again, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Eyes are soft. And slowly opening your eyes. I'm going to remove the block. You can choose to keep it there. I'm going to ground down through my sitting bones. We're going to begin the movement. So on the inhale, sweep the arms up. On the exhale, your left hand drops and reach up and over with your right. Again, you could be here. Eyes gaze up towards the sky, shoulder loops onto the back. On the inhale, come back up through center. Release your right hand, your right fingertips. Begin to walk to the side and reach up and over with the left. Again, you can gently bend through your elbow. Gaze can be up towards the sky. You can also gaze down. Choose what feels best in your body. Feeling that lengthening through your side body. One more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. And then slowly returning to center. We're going to come to hands and knees now. Coming into a tabletop position, spread your hands really, really wide as if you're palming a basketball. So my middle fingers are pointed forward. My wrist creases are in line with the top edge of my mat. And we're gonna come through a couple rounds of cat and cow. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, your choice. I'm gonna wake up the backs of my feet this way. So I'm gonna tuck my toes right now. So inhale, you're going to dip the belly, blossom the tailbone, heart shines forward, gaze lifts up. Exhale as you curve through the spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, curve. Inhale forward, and exhale round. Coming through forward once more. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Really feel that bend through the spine. And exhale, round through the spine. Press your shoulder blades even more apart. And then come forward once more. I'm going to flip my fingers towards my knees and really get into my wrists. So I find when we're working at home that it really challenges my mobility in my hands and in my wrists. So again, you can point your fingers towards the outside of your mat. Otherwise, I'm going to turn my fingers and flip them towards my knees. And I'm going to begin to sink back gently and really feel a good stretch through the wrists and through the forearms. And then come inhale, do a couple cat-cows. So inhale, round through the spine, shoulder blades apart. And inhale, come into the cow pose. So that is when you are dipping the belly, blossoming the tailbone, and lifting the heart. Make this movement your own. So whether you want to peek behind your left shoulder towards your left heel, coming to the opposite side, finding even more length in your side body. And then we're going to move the fingertips back forward. I'm going to spread my knees wide, toes are going to come together, and I'm going to sink my hips back to meet my heels. So coming into child's pose, really puffing the back body up with breath, and exhale allows you to sink a little bit deeper. Some modifications you could take, maybe you want to keep your toes plugged into the earth. This is one variation of the posture. Otherwise, you might want to place a blanket in between your thighs and your calf. Again, you're welcome to untuck the toes, spread the knees wide. I'm going to gently begin to sway side to side. Shifting from left to right. And then coming back to stillness. Begin to walk your fingertips over to the left. So your right fingertips are going to walk a little bit further, and you're going to anchor back your right sitting bone towards your right heel. So you're finding lots of length in your right side body. So breathe into those intercostals, the muscles between your ribs. You want to be able to hear your breath. Again, you can choose whether you're going to keep your eyes closed, if that feels comfortable for you. And then begin to walk forward on the next inhale. On your next exhale, walking your fingertips over to the right. So again, begin to walk the fingertips of the left hand a little bit further, sinking back on the left side this time. So opposite side, grounding down on that left sitting bone as best as you can. And breathe. Two more deeper, fuller inhales here. And then you're going to begin to walk the fingertips back to center. Again, we have this nice wide grip in the hands. So again, spread the fingertips really, really wide. We're preparing for our first downward facing dog. So really grounding down through the palms. I'm gonna lift my hips, plug your toes into the earth, lift your knees up, and you're going to send the hips up and back. I'm gonna have a really, really generous bend in my knees here. I like to press my chest back to my thighs, pardon me. And I'm just going to begin to sway the hips from side to side. And I think this really elongates through the spine, which feels so good. Which can be really a lot more gentler on your hamstrings. I'm going to begin to pedal out through the feet. Again, nothing needs to be rushed. So bending the knee of one leg and then switching it out. You can do that a few times if that feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, on the next exhale, begin to walk your hands to your feet. Really, really generous bend here. I'm going to spread my feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. It just allows a little bit of extra room for my upper body, and it's going to allow this really nice release in my low back without forcing it. So be really, really kind to yourself here. This practice is to honor our bodies, the movement, the breath, and that is what we are doing, being kind. So I'm holding opposite elbows in front. You can also bring them behind your knees if that feels comfortable for you. And I'm just going to let my head relax. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then on the next inhale, I'm going to place my hands into my shins, and I'm going to think halfway lift, squeezing my shoulder blades together, and then slowly release. 2 more times. So inhale, halfway lift, sitting bones are back and apart, and side body is long. And exhale to fold. Last time, inhale, halfway. Neck is long. And exhale, folds you forward. We're going to bring our right fingertips and tent them almost like you were to have your feet and your hand as a triangle. And I'm going to begin to lift up through my left side. Notice here that I'm bending my right knee really, really deeply. And I'm beginning to lengthen slowly through my left leg, awakening that hamstring. Really deep breath here, finding a twist. One more deeper, fuller breath. And slowly release, switch sides. So you have your left fingertips tented in front, creating the triangle with your feet, and then lifting up with your right arm. Again, bending deeply, softly through that left knee, and then lengthening slowly through your right hamstring. And then slowly breathing in and exhaling, slowly release down. So I'm going to slowly, carefully move my hands forward into high plank, walk my hands forward. I'm gonna lower down. You can use your knees or no knees. If you're not into high plank, that's fine. Lower the knees down to the earth, and then slowly lower your body down. Untuck the toes, legs are nice and strong. And I'm going to begin to bring my forearms out in front. This is called Sphinx pose. So my legs are nice and strong behind me, and I have my elbows directly under my shoulders. My hands again spread nice and wide. And it's almost as if I'm pulling my heart. So I'm pulling my arms towards my body and my heart is moving towards the gate I've created with my arms. So finding a nice gentle back bend here, and breathe. So you can choose to stay here. I'm going to show you another back bend variation. So I'm going to lower myself down to the earth, and I'm going to tent my fingertips off to the side. So I'm going to loop my shoulders, my blades back on my shoulders, my arms back, and I'm going to press into my fingertips on the inhale and wave all the way up. So on the inhale, we move up, and on the exhale, we slowly lower down. Inhale, we rise. You can look forward, down, or up, and exhale, lower. Gonna take one more. Inhale, slowly rise up as if on a wave, and exhale, you lower. So I'm going to bring my hands below my shoulders. I'm going to tuck my toes under, and I'm going to begin to press up and back into downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out through the feet. Maybe your hamstrings are a little bit warmer now. And then come to stillness. On the next inhale, hop, walk, step to the top of your mat. We're going to be at hip width distance. So the way that I mark that is 2 fist widths apart between your feet. Again, bend deeply, gently through your knees. Again, clasping opposite elbows in front of my shins. And then I'm going to slowly rise all the way up. Hands are going to sweep out and up. Palms touch, gaze up. And exhale the palms to your heart. Coming to stand. Inhale, sweeping the fingertips out and up. Palms touch, gaze up. And exhale, you bow forward. Palms are going to come to the mat. I'm going to step my right foot back. And then I'm going to lower my right knee. So you can choose to be here if your knee is experiencing a little bit of sensitivity or you would like more cushion. Fold the long edge of your mat. You can also use your blanket or towel to give you a little bit of extra padding here. So I'm beginning to sink my hips forward. You can choose to stay here. Again, opening through that right quadricep. If it's within your practice, if you're feeling good to do so, you can place your hands, interlace your hands on top of your left thigh and breathe. Again, your choice, another variation, is lift your hands up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze follows. Shoulders again down and away from the ears, really opening through the chest. Check in with your alignment. Your knee should be around or stacked on top of that left ankle. And breathe. Slowly moving the hands down towards the earth. I'm going to plant my right palm into the earth, and then I'm going to begin to twist once more on the left side. I'm going to waken up that shoulder girdle. So inhale here, exhale, begin to move it in the circle around the body. So inhaling forward, exhale around. Inhale forward, exhale around, and one more time, inhale forward, exhale around. So I'm going to begin to walk my fingertips back, and notice that I've lengthened through my knee. There should be a micro bend behind the knee. I have a tendency to hyperextend. So you really want to keep that quadricep engaged. And it's just waking up, having a nice little gentle stretch for your left hamstring. 2 deep, full breaths here. And then slowly coming back to center. Plug your back toes in and step forward to join your left. Again, gentle forward fold here. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground down through the feet as you rise all the way up. Palms touch, gaze up. And exhale, palms to your heart. Inhale, sweep the hands out and up. Exhale, fold you forward. Palms come to touch the mat. Step your left foot back. And then ground down through that left knee. So coming to the same on the opposite side. So again, you are most welcome to fold the long edge of your mat, towel, blanket. And again, checking in with your alignment. So you want to make sure that knee is above your ankle. And then if you can, sink the hips forward. Again, you may stay here. Breathing into the tightness of that left quadricep. And finding softness. Again, you can bring the palms, interlace the fingertips on top of your right thigh. Third variation, reach the fingertips up. Breathing here, energizing through the fingertips, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Again, you're sending your hips forward, squaring them forward, aligning through the spine. And then coming down, fingertips plant, grounding down, palm of the left hand, and reaching high with your right. Coming through those big shoulder circles again. Begin to round through the back. Inhale forward. Exhale around. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Couple more times. Inhale. Sweep the fingertips forward. Exhale around. Last time. Inhale forward. Exhale. Bring it around. Begin to travel back with your hips, lengthening through your right side. My toes are really, really flexed here, protecting through my joints. Again, heart is reaching forward. 2 breaths here. And slowly bringing it forward, grounding down on the palms. I'm going to send my foot back into tabletop before, lost my glasses, getting warm. Sending the hips up and back. So bending the knees nice and deep here. Again, I'm wagging my tail. And then I'm going to bring my knees down. Knees wide, toes together, sinking the hips back, coming back into our child's pose. Slowly walking your fingertips towards your torso. You're going to lower your hips off to the right or to the left and coming back into a seated position. Okay, so grounding down through your hips. We're going to come into a few more twists before and a couple more stretches before we come to our backs. So inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Right palm comes to left knee. Left fingertips behind as if it's a second spine. Inhale, length, and exhale, twist. Maybe your gaze follows. Maybe it doesn't. The intention here On the inhale is to find length, and to exhale, find a little bit more twist. On your next exhale, spine travels as one. Fingertips reach up, and then we're going to come to the second side. So left palm, right knee, right fingertips tent behind you. Inhale, length, and exhale, twist to the right side. And breathe. Again, your gaze can follow, can go over that right shoulder. It's not so much about what it looks like, it's more about how it feels. And does this feel good in your body? Simply notice. If you need to readjust, do so. Just breathe. And then again, spine travels as one on your next exhale. Tent the fingertips out in front of you and begin to walk your fingertips forward, your hands forward. I'm lowering down with my forearms. However, the most important part of the pose is that you're sending your sitting bones back and your heart is forward. So you could be here. You can be here. Just breathe into what feels best for you. Again, send your sitting bones back. It's almost as if you're rocking back a little bit with your sitting bones, but your heart moves forward. And breathe. Coming through a little bit of a hip stretch, a glute stretch before we lay down. So we're going to come into a seated pigeon. If you would like to get into it with your leg outstretched, I'm going to start on my left side with my left leg out. I'm going to cross my right foot over, and then I can feel my ankle on the outside of that leg, okay? You can stay here and begin to walk your fingertips forward, finding a little stretch through your glutes and through your hips. If it's within your practice, you can begin to lift and bend the knee. My fingertips are going to come behind me. I've created almost a number 4 with my legs, and then I'm going to begin to rock from left to right. So my heart is raised up, shoulders are down and away from my ears. My foot, is really, really flexed. I'm protecting through my ankle and through my knee. Getting a nice stretch in that outer hip. Feels really nice to move from left to right. You can get into those joints a little bit at a different angle. If you feel you need more release, walk the heel out, fingertips out. Otherwise, you can bring the heel a little bit closer to the glutes if you need a little bit more stretch. You choose what's best for you. We're going to slowly come into the other side. So lengthening long through my right leg, and I'm going to cross my left leg across. So again, I'm creating that number 4 shape. I can feel my ankle, my outer ankle of my left foot on the outside of my right thigh. So stay here if this works for you. Again, I invite you to close your eyes, feel what this feels like in your body. Spine is really tall. You can choose to stay here or begin to bring that heel closer to your glutes. Again, keep that left foot, your right foot really, really flexed. You want to protect yourself through your knee and through your ankle. So when you protect through the joints, that is a good thing. And then begin to sway from side to side, bringing in a little bit of movement, getting a nice stretch through the hip, and breathe. Again, move as slow as you need, pausing in those extra juicy areas. And when you're ready, slowly lengthening out and sort of wiggle out through your legs. I'm going to come to my back now, so I'm going to bend through my knees, shift my hips forward, and roll back. Hugging my knees in towards my chest and gently rock from side to side. So I like to hug my knees a little bit closer to my armpits, and it kind of opens up through my hips even further. You can always bring a block below your head if this is a little bit too intense for you. Breathing, finding a nice massage through the spine. Maybe you want to make a few circles with the knees together, moving in one direction, coming through center, and then moving in the opposite direction, finding a balance back in your body as you massage through the glutes, through the low back. So I'm going to release the knees now. I'm going to heel toe my feet out to mat width apart, and then I'm going to begin to sway the knees from side to side. So think windshield wiper. So on the inhale, I raise my knees up, and on the exhale, I move to one side. So my hands are on my belly, feeling myself breathe. So again, always feeling that connection to my body and to my breath. So move as fast or as slow as you need right now. I'm taking some extra long pauses on each side. So pivoting the knees from left to right. The next time that you are on your right side, pause here. Scooping the tailbone under, you really want to press into that inner lining of your left foot. So sending your right knee down to the top your left knee down to the top right corner of your mat. You can also reach your arms out in cactus or T position. I sometimes do a soft diamond. It's a little less intense above my head. You can stay here. You can pick up your right foot and place it on top of your left thigh. Working with gravity, finding a little bit more stretch on that one side. Again, continue to scoop, continue to have your feet flexed. One more deeper, fuller breath here. On your next inhale, knees go up through center. On the exhale, knees lower down towards the left. Again, scoop the tailbone. You're going to press into the inner lining of the right foot this time, so the right knee travels towards the left top corner of your mat, your blanket, your towel, and breathe. Again, your option whether you want to stay here or flex that left foot, lift it up and place it on top of that right thigh. And breathe. Again, gaze can be up towards the sky, otherwise towards your right side. One more deeper, fuller breath here. Slowly on your inhale, knees go up to center. You're going to heel toe the knees towards the sides while you heel toe the feet towards one another. You're coming into what's called reclined butterfly or reclined angle. So feet are together, knees are apart. You decide how far your heels are towards your glutes. When they are closer, it provides a little bit more of a stretch. If they're further away, if you walk the heels away, it's a little bit gentler. You choose what's best for your body. And breathe. I'm pressing my hands gently into the top inner lining of my thighs. You can place your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart. Feel that connection body, breath. And breathe. Scanning through the body, noticing any areas of tightness, and send the breath there. Send lots of love there. If you'd like to lengthen out, coming into your Shavasana. So you lengthen out through the legs. Another option is to have your feet out at mat width apart and allow the knees to come in towards each other. I like this because it gives me a little bit more room in my low back, and it's a little bit gentler for that area particularly. And breathe. On the inhale, feel your belly rise, your ribs expand, your collarbones will lift. On the exhale, the belly will fall, ribs contract, and the collarbones will lower. On the inhale, feel the belly rise, the ribs expand, and the collarbones will lift. On the exhale, collarbones will lower, ribs contract, and belly falls. And begin to deepen your breath. So I'm going to lift up my right or left arm, you choose, and roll over to that side. Coming into a little fetal position before we rise once more, taking a moment in gratitude for showing up on your mat, noticing any subtle differences in your body from now in the beginning of your practice. And when you're ready, coming up into an easy seat. So again, you can choose to sit on a block, removing a little bit of flesh away from my sitting bones. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Palms connect and draw them down towards your chest. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope you have the most wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.